Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Tech Chase podcast. My name is Tim, but my tag is Tripper.
And we have Delighted here, obviously, also known as Chris. I am a streamer, all that kind of stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, we're from the New England region. We've been playing Super Smash Bros. For quite a long time.
Yeah, all throughout my whole entire childhood, really. I started with Melee, eventually played Brawl, and then Smash 4 came out, and then, here we are, Ultimate.
Yeah, I don't know, I didn't start playing competitively until I was, 15. No, not 15. More closer to when I was in college. So, I'd say around, 16, 17. Because I remember I was introduced to the competitive scene through Project M.
Yeah, same here, actually. I think I started competitive a little earlier. I had the idea of going competitive in Smash, so I always wanted to pull that through, which thankfully I have now, and I've pretty much mostly play Melee. I did play Project M in the beginning, but now I play Ultimate and Melee mostly.
Yeah, I remember back when we first started playing Project M, and we were just casuals. We still played with Smash balls on and stuff like that.
I remember those days.
We played with our friend Ocarina Drew. He basically got me into competitive when it came to Melee, because I started out with Project M, obviously, and I played that for a few years. And then I think around late 2014, early 2015, he brought over a copy of Melee, and that was it. I remember we were all playing Smash 4 because that game had recently come out.
True.
And then we just switched to Melee because Drew just thought it was better. So ever since then, I've been playing Melee competitively. And then obviously with Smash Ultimate coming out recently, I switched to that game. But it's been a good run with Melee.
Oh, definitely. Same with me here. I think I got into competitive play just by watching videos, mostly by watching Mewtwo King, because I was really interested in playing Marth all the time, and Marth seemed like a really fun character with all the combos you could do, so I was like, let's see if I can, kind of replicate that and put it in my own style. And with Ultimate, mostly Smash 4, I mostly played a little bit of that. I didn't really go to any tournaments in Smash 4, but I was in that mindset that I always wanted to do it, but I just never got the chance to go into any tournaments in Smash 4. And with Ultimate, I want to push that more, but I want to do Melee and Ultimate at the same time. So.
Yeah, that's a task. Mewtwo King can't even do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I do remember, you learned a lot of the tech in Melee really fast with Marth, and you were bodying me for the longest time. It was crazy. Oh, man. But the first character I chose was Jigglypuff because Jigglypuff was easy. Actually, technically, the first character I wanted to play was Ness in Melee, but I learned Ness was awful, and he was also really hard to control. So
yeah.
And then Drew recommended that I play Jigglypuff because Jigglypuff was easy and good, and he was right. But then, as I got more into playing Melee, I realized how hard it was to play Jigglypuff. But I did watch quite a bit of Hungrybox footage when I picked up Melee and Puff. So, and then I proceeded to frustrate a lot of my friends for the next couple of years.
Including me.
Yeah. Well, not mostly you, because we didn't play too much until recently, but...
Yeah.
But yeah. Jigglypuff, man. But that's basically our history behind us playing competitive Smash. We've been around the block for a few years. We haven't really gone to any majors yet, but we've been paying pretty close attention to the community and the scene as a whole.
Yes, very much. I've been trying to stream Ultimate myself and play a little more Melee since I'm mostly playing Ultimate at the moment.
Yeah, and speaking of Ultimate, that is the game I have been playing mostly recently. I don't know about you. You seem to still want to play Melee, whereas I'm sort of in a transition period where yes, I still love Melee. I still think it's fun, but Ultimate, I don't know, man. It just clicks with me more,
I can feel you on that because I remember like me learning Melee very fast, and like now that I'm going to like Melee tournaments, like things are becoming like harder for me to learn. Because that now it's just more of like matchup guides, matchups, and knowing you're an opponent when it's not just mostly tech skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, tech skill, like surrounding the character, that's mostly what you learn when you're starting out, and then once you get deeper into the competitive cycle, as you become a mid-range player or, high skill level player or whatever, you start to have to figure out the player more than the characters.
Very true.
So switching to Ultimate, or even just juggling both games, how has that been for you?
It's been pretty stable so far. I mean, like, the difference in dashing and like the buffer, can be a little difficult, but I find it to be not that hard. I think like the problem I have is just the characters I play in both games. I play Melee Marth, and Ultimate I play Shulk, and those are two completely different characters. Like, the reason I say that is because, you have the arts as Shulk, and Melee Marth, you're pretty fast already as it is. So, like, there are some similarities, but it's mostly different because, it's a new engine, things work a little differently, and but it could be pretty easy, I would say. It just depends, honestly, on the player.
Yeah. As for me, like, Ultimate kind of destroyed my Melee career. When I started playing Ultimate, I picked up Roy. I was planning on maining Roy before the game even came out, before people even thought he was going to be good or whatever. Because I love Roy in Melee, but he is just bad, and I really enjoyed playing Roy in Project M. But I wasn't playing Smash 4 when Roy came out, so I never really got to try him out, but I do really enjoy playing Roy in all the other Smash games. And so when I started playing Roy in Ultimate, and then I went back to Melee, I used to play a lot of Melee Marth, and my Roy just completely destroyed that character. Like, I was trying to do Ultimate Roy things as Melee Marth, and it just wasn't working out. It was awful. So I decided to completely drop the character. And, I played a lot of Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff was my main character. And then I played a lot of Captain Falcon and obviously Marth, as I just mentioned. And Falcon, over time, like, he just kind of became a worse and worse character to me because, he's just not that good of a character.
Oh,
yeah. You don't
yeah.
know what you're doing. And I clearly didn't know what I was doing as Falcon. But eventually, Jigglypuff became my only reliable character in Melee since Ultimate came out, and honestly, I just kind of lost the mental power behind playing Puff. Like, I just can't mentally handle it anymore, and I don't know why that is, but ever since I feel like I couldn't play Puff anymore, I've started to play Link a lot, like Melee Link, and it's really weird because Link is considered an almost good character, but not a good character by any means. So that's a thing that happened, but I feel like that has something to do with playstyles because I've discovered a lot about myself as a player just by playing Ultimate. I don't know if that's happened to you or anything.
I mean, for just playing any Smash game, really, I'm more of an aggressive player. I know that I go in for crazy stuff, 8 edge guarding. Like, I try to make sure, like, my movement's on top, too. But, like, if I get in a corner, like, it's hard to get out of that corner. And, like, I need to work on getting myself in a better position in both games, realistically. In Ultimate, it's a little easier. Since the character I main has a lot of different forms, but in Melee it's harder because you die pretty easily in that game, and even in Ultimate you do the same thing actually.
Yeah, I feel like it's easier to die in Melee, but like there's so many moves that KO in Ultimate. It's not even funny,
especially with Rage.
Like you. All right, so I'm a Daisy main in Ultimate, and I know Peach and Daisy are the same characters, but from here on out I'm just gonna refer to both characters as Daisy because she's the better one, obviously. But I'd be getting edge guards as Daisy where I kill my opponent at like 50 because her fair is just that good. And like, I know it can happen in Melee too, but it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, speaking of Ultimate, what about, do you have any, like, opinions on, like, who's actually, like, top, like, the best character? Like,
Honestly, like, I'd say there's no definitive best character right now. It's just one of those things where, it's still really early in the game. People
yeah,
are
you're
still
right.
discovering characters and stuff like that. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I've heard a lot of people say, like, Pichu is, like, really good, but, one of the lightest characters in the game. Peach, Daisy, obviously contenders. Wolf, especially. Wolf has actually grown. I thought at first Wolf was pretty bad. I mean, I never played Wolf, but I've seen footage now. People, Wolf backers are pretty crazy, I've heard, and, like, people sometimes say Ultimate Wolf is kind of like Sheik and Smash 4. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I remember, like, before the game came out, people were like, "Oh, Wolf has such bad frame data," but no. But if we're getting into ultimate tier list discussion, then it's probably going to be the bulk of this podcast. We're probably going to be talking about it for a while.
Oh,
so.
definitely.
And I know a lot of people do have very strong opinions on the tier list. So take all this with a grain of salt because these are our opinions.
Definitely.
So I have a character list in front of me, actually, with all the characters in Ultimate.
Oh, really?
So we're not going to go one by one into them, but, like, I feel like some of the noteworthy characters should be brought out, like characters that are commonly played.
Oh, yeah.
And even some, like, controversial characters like Sonic per se, because Sonic was pretty good in Smash 4, but in Ultimate he seems to have fallen off,
Yeah.
And there are characters like Wario who probably weren't as good in Brawl in Smash 4, and now suddenly Wario's being considered a top tier,
Yeah, I've seen a lot of footage from Tweak, especially. Like, I was watching Frostbite. He was going into Wario. Also, Mango has been grinding with Wario as well.
Yeah, dude, Mango Wario, that is really hype.
Yeah.
Honestly, Wario somehow became one of the more hype characters, and I think it's just because the game developers just decided to give him combos.
I agree with that.
And then we see a lot of Fire Emblem characters like Lucina and Ike, and hot take, I think Marth is actually better than Lucina. And now I'm raising my hands as if I'm going to get shot, but, like, I honestly think that. But you play Marth, though, Delighted, so, like, what do you think about Marth?
Marth can be good. Like, he definitely can be good in this game, definitely. But he in this game, he's heavily reliant on tippers, I think, because I've once got someone up to, like, 200%, and even an untipper up tilt doesn't kill. It's just like, come on. Like, that's the thing. It's like, tippers are so important now, it's, like, not even funny. I mean, granted, tipper side B kills really early. It kills, like, at, like, 60 to, like, 50, maybe. And then,
yeah, near the ledge.
Yeah, near the ledge. And then we have, the tipper F smash, which is super strong, of course. But overall, I think Marth is a decent character, but I think Lucina is better because Lucina has that consistency in her kit. There's no, like, spots that you need to hit with her sword. You can hit any part of the sword. It'll do the good amount of damage. It's just confirmed damage that's better and not, like, I don't know. Martha's kind of like you have to work for your damage, but, like, Lucina is just like, it's just a character. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I don't know. Marth, like, for those of you who don't know and are not familiar with Melee terms, there's this term that we like to call Marthritis, where Marth gets someone to a really high percent, and he just can't finish off the stock. He just can't get the KO. And usually when that happens, your opponent gets upwards of 150 to 200% before Marth gets the KO. And you see this a lot whenever, like, a Marth main plays Armada's Peach in Melee.
Yep.
Especially on Dreamland. Although it has happened on FD and even Yoshi's before. I've seen it happen on Yoshi's, and it's crazy. And Yoshi's being a really small stage, it's very surprising that that's happened. Well, I bring this up because Marthritis, I think, is way more apparent in Smash Ultimate than it is in Melee. And I say that because tippers are very, very important to Marth. I've seen Marth get KOs at, like, 50. just because they hit me with a tipper F smash.
Yep.
But also, if you don't get those tippers, your opponent's living at up to like 170%, you know?
Yeah, and that's also bad because we have Rage still, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Rage definitely does help Marth. It's just, he shouldn't need it to get those consistent KOs, you know?
Exactly. Correct.
Whereas Lucina, you know, she might kill a little bit later than you might want, but at least she kills at around the same percent, around like, I don't know, say maybe 90 near the ledge and you know, 120 otherwise, you know?
So, another character that was pretty popular these past couple of weeks since Frostbite was Olimar.
Olimar. Yeah. There's a lot of hate for Olimar.
Yeah. I think, like, the main reason why people hate on him right now is because you just spam side B. Like, was that really it?
Yeah, like so I have the tournament placings from the past few weeks open in front of me right now, and you know, Genesis, you know, DeBuzz was the only top 8 Olimar, followed by Myron, and who came in ninth. And but I do see a lot of Olimar hate. People, I guess, are annoyed with Pikmin. You know, they get attached to you. You have to actually hit them off of you. True. And on top of that, I believe the white Pikmin do a lot of damage if they're on you. And then, you know, there's a lot of RNG involved with getting purples for the good smash attacks, and then the blues for the good throw attacks. And it's just, you have to pay close attention, you know?
Yeah, it's always a consistent cycle with the Pikmin, too. It's not RNG, I believe.
Oh, it's a cycle?
I believe it's a consistent cycle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I mean, if it is a cycle, even if it is a cycle or RNG, either way, like, I still see a lot of players getting 2 purples at the same time a lot of the time. And
yep.
I think it's really funny, but I don't think Olimar really deserves the hate.
No, I don't think so too, because like, again, you're just playing it's basically playing the projectile game, I would say, you know?
Olimar is like almost like a zoner, but like not quite.
Yeah, it's kind of like going against Richter or Simon. You know, you just got to play the projectile game. You got to respect the projectiles and then find your openings. And then once you find your openings, you can punish.
Right. Yeah, Olimar, like, a lot of people really need to like learn the matchup too. Olimar is a weird character, you know?
Yeah, really strange.
Gimmicky characters that can just explode on you, but also, you know, is really light, really weak to strong moves. And speaking of explosions, we got Snake. Snake is a very notable character.
Hey, he's crazy. Like, every time I watch MVD, I just get so hype. Like, he uses Snake in such a good way that I'm pretty sure no one else would ever use him. He likes to, you know, he obviously has the consistent amount of grenades out in the C4s. I think that's like the main part of using his using the grenades, because the grenades and the C4s can combo, and even the C4s can kill. Like the grenades can get you out of combo, and even can do a combo breaker. You can get an up air for a kill, something like that. So grenades are a very vital tool for Snake. And
are grenades sort of like when a Link pulls a bomb out and like you're holding on to it, and if you're getting comboed and the bomb explodes, you just leave the combo?
Yeah, basically like that.
Yeah, so that's really useful.
So MVD had some pretty good performances as well. Did he make top 8 at Frostbite?
He did make top 8. He got 7th.
Oh, you're right.
And he did win the first Ultimate Major, which was Don't Park on the Grass.
That's correct.
Remember, he beat ESAM.
Yep.
I think he double eliminated ESAM, actually.
Oh, wow.
But that doesn't really surprise me. Like, they're going to body each other because they're training partners. They live together, basically, you know?
True. But,
yeah, Snake is actually, like... It's hard for me to cheer for Snake because it's hard for me to cheer for a zoner character. It's just... I do think that Snake is a very good character, but you have to play him correctly.
Yep.
I think he's probably a high-tier character.
I say that, yeah.
I wouldn't say top tier, but I would say high tier.
Like A?
Know? But I like Snake has been a controversial character just because when the game came out, Leffen was like, "Oh, he sucks."
Oh yeah.
And then everyone was just like, "Oh yeah, no, we're gonna prove you wrong." And MVD has sort of done that. I haven't really seen Ally do much with Snake.
Yeah, Ally has been kind of missing lately. Like,
yeah, he got 25th at Genesis.
Yeah, Ally's like disappeared. Like he was so prevalent in Smash 4 because like he would go against Zero every single time and always beat him. You know, they're always like the neck and neck.
Well, the meta has changed. Smash 4 is very different from Smash Ultimate.
True.
And we're going to see different top players. We're going to see a lot of the same top players from Smash 4 because, those are the type of people that have moved on from one game to the next ever since Brawl came out. Esam was playing Brawl, and now he's playing Ultimate. He doesn't just stick to one game, whereas the Melee players, we didn't switch to Brawl,
Correct, yeah.
Even though at the time I was a filthy casual and I did play Brawl, but that's because I hadn't discovered the competitive world yet. So
I'd like to mention Palutena in particular.
Palutena.
Yeah, Palutena has seen some really good Palutena is really good. I mean,
yeah. Well, I've heard Palutena is one of those characters where I think she was really, really good in the beginning, but I think people are starting to figure her out now.
I can see that, but doesn't Nairo play Palutena, if I'm correct?
He does, I believe. Yeah, he got... Where is it? He got 7th at Frostbite. He tied with MVD. And I haven't really seen... I don't even... Did he enter Genesis?
I am not sure.
Oh, yeah, he did enter Genesis. He tied Leffen for 17th.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, he did better at Frostbite than Genesis. But
oh, yeah.
But, I don't know. It's just...
It definitely shows that the character is good, though. I mean...
Yeah, but when you get used to Explosive Flame and Auto Reticle, I think Palutena has a tough time.
I can see that.
But, you can trick your opponents as a Palutena, with your Explosive Flame. You could time it differently, all that jazz. But her Nair combos are still good, though. And up air is really strong.
Definitely can see that, and also up air is really good as well. Up air kills are really.
Overall, Palutena's a very well-rounded character, but she might start to fall off a little bit as the game continues. I don't think she's going to be bottom tier by any means, but I do think that she might drop to low high tier.
I would say Palutena drops to low mid tier. No, low high mid tier.
High mid tier?
I said high mid tier. I can say that all wholeheartedly because just the things I've seen, with Palutena.
Yeah, I've seen Palutenas do well, and I've seen Palutenas get bodied. But I do think that right now Palutena's probably either really high tier or a low top tier.
Yeah.
So actually, one character that I've been really, really annoyed with is Fox.
Fox, really now?
Yeah, and this is just because I come from Melee. I really don't like Fox in Melee. I don't like how everyone just puts all their research into this one character that's supposed to be the future of Melee.
20XX is going to happen.
I sort of get it because he's a fast faller and probably one of the more fun characters to play as, but I'm just so sick of seeing Foxes, and it looks like he's returning to being really good in Ultimate. And I know he was high tier in Smash 4, but I think he's actually a top tier in this game.
I would say so too. Performances from Light, he made top 8 at Frostbite.
Dude, Light, okay, last night was Ultimate Nimbus.
Oh yeah, Nimbus.
And Ultimate Nimbus was basically just supposed to be a regional, but then Beyond the Summit put a bounty of the last Ultimate Summit spot on this tournament. So we saw a lot of big names go out to this tournament just so they could try to make Summit. Light was there, Esam was there, Salem was there, Mr. R. And, even some players that were already in Summit made it there, but that's just because Mango's been hosting Summit 0.5,
Yeah.
So, Leffen was there, Mango was at Ultimate Nimbus, Tweak was there. But it's funny because all of the big name players that didn't make Summit through the voting process placed top 4 at Ultimate Nimbus.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Light ended up winning the tournament, so he is going to Summit.
Oh, lit.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know Light is a Fox main. He's from New England, actually. I think I've seen him go to the grid for tournaments, which is in Connecticut. And he's got a really, really good Fox. I remember his Fox being decent in Smash 4. I do believe he played Fox in Smash 4. I might be remembering wrong, but
I'm not sure.
He's a really good player, like, much respect to him. But yeah, ESAM got second, Salem got third, thank goodness. Yeah, no, Salem did not do good in the voting process, but then, you know, he made his evil scheming plan to make Summit through Ultimate Nimbus, which failed.
Years of research.
Yeah, years of research went down the drain. But I think he could have won the tournament if it wasn't for ESAM, because ESAM's main training partner is MVD, as I said earlier. So ESAM has a lot of Snake practice, and Salem went all Snake at Ultimate Nimbus.
Oh,
so, yeah, we know how that ended. So anyways, back to Fox. Yeah, Fox actually has a lot of really good strings of combos. And I wouldn't say he's melee form, but like he's melee form without the shine combos, you know what I mean? Yeah, so his up smash is still like really deadly. He can get sour spot nair into up smash and it just kills you.
Dang.
It just kills you. Yeah, you know, you could still laser spam, although they're not quite as effective. I don't know, Fox, he just has so many tools, and I think he's definitely a top tier.
Yep, I agree to that.
I think he's better than Wolf, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think Fox is better than Wolf.
I don't know how I feel about that, honestly.
Just based on what I've seen. Fox is just so quick. Wolf is strong for sure, but like Fox is quick. He's got the combos. He's got the kill confirms. I don't know. I don't exactly know what Wolf has, but I know Wolf is a very strong character. Just a little bit slower than Fox, though.
I know of that Wolf has his lasers are really good. Like his projectile, like that's crazy.
Yeah, they do like 10 damage.
Yep, and knockback.
And they have a little knockback. It's kind of crazy. Why do lasers do 10 damage?
Oh Lord. All right, moving on from Fox and Wolf, I'd like to talk about my main character who I play. I want to talk about Shulk.
Oh, Shulk. Okay. Yeah, we can talk about Shulk for a little bit.
Great, awesome. So, Shulk got some major, I mean, when I say major, hella major buffs to pretty much everything, I would say, at least. Nair's faster, Fair's faster, all of his aerials are faster.
I also think it's easier to hit I think it's easier to hit up air and dare.
Yeah.
Like get up air strings and then hit and then spike someone with dare.
Yeah. Another thing I like to talk about is Monado Arts, how they changed them. So in Smash 4, you know how you had custom moves, all the custom moves in the game. Well, Shulk had a custom move called the Hyper Monado Arts. And what those arts did, well, what the move did, it basically shortened the time of the arts, but made their effects better, basically. So
would you say that his Monado right now is like a more balanced version of Hyper Monado Arts?
Basically, yes. So, like, here's an example. When you put on speed and regular Smash 4, you move fast, but with Hyper Monado, you move faster, and your jump is a lot lower than usual. And it's the same case for Ultimate. You know, I really like how they moved over that custom move over to his main set, because I think Hyper Monado Arts in Smash 4 was a key for Shulk. Like that was basically Nintendo putting it in the game, and then they decided, okay, this is really good. Let's just have this in, make him a better character. And you know what? It worked out perfectly.
I mean, it would have been good if tournaments legalized custom moves, but
custom moves are custom moves.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that they were banned, because
a
lot of them were broken. But yeah, Hyper Monado Arts was definitely the key to Shulk's success, aside from his faster aerials.
Oh, definitely. And they also made some nerfs to his to his arts as well. You actually take and I think in like in the original Smash 4, Shulk would deal, you know how like in jump mode you would take more damage or knockback, all that kind of jazz. So they added more to that basically. So they I think it's like 40% more damage and knockback. So some arts are better, but they have more weaknesses to them. It's like the same thing with Buster. Like you do the same amount of damage as you would do in Smash 4, but you take more damage now. So it's Shulk is like that character we really want to be careful with your art selection. Like, and plus the arts don't really last that long, so you want to make sure you have your arts ready to whatever you need to use. So he's a very versatile character. Like you can do a lot of stuff with him. There's actually a thing that's been discovered a little bit ago. Well, not a little bit ago, but about a month ago, I'd say. If you're hit with a multi-hit move, when you're getting hit by it, you can switch to shield and live the multi-hit move. So, say for instance, you're at 90% and you get hit by Link up smash. During that up smash, you can quickly switch to shield art and you won't die.
Yeah, because Link's up smash is a 3-hit move.
Yeah, so any multi-hit move like Rob's side B, Link's up smash, trying to think what else. Oh, Dancing Blade from any of the Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah, Dancing Blade's actually a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Shulk's definitely have the tools now.
Yeah, like he seems a lot more viable. Like I would say I would put him not top tier, but A tier, high tier, like high A tier.
No, I think he's top tier.
You really think so?
Well, I don't know. I really should clarify some of my opinions because I do think that some characters are top tier, but like not top tier right now. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I understand. Yeah.
Like right now, they're probably just like high tier or mid tier, but with like in another year when we revisit this topic, a lot of these mid tier characters are probably going to be, top tiers, high tiers, really good characters because of all the research that goes into them. And I think Shulk is one of those characters because there's so much you can do with him. There was so much you could do with him in Smash 4, but now there's even more you could do with him because of the new engine,
True. There was a piece of tech in Smash 4 that was called Monauto Art Landing Lag Cancel. And it's still in Smash Ultimate, but it's useless now because all the areas have been reduced in landing lag. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. And like, there's still tech with Shulk. Like there's still kill confirms. Like you can do Buster down throw, and then you can quickly mash B 3 times to get out of an auto Buster and go for an air slash, and it will kill at high percent. So
yeah. I imagine that's like really demanding and hard to do though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Shulk is a very technical character. You need to learn what situations you use the arts, but once you learn those situations, like you're unstoppable. You're like really strong. Like no one can stop you.
I've also noticed, some of the arts are very risky.
Yeah.
Like especially Smash art. Like I was watching a video today and it was a video, I think his name the YouTuber's name was Masters of Hyrule or something like that. And he makes all these quirky Smash videos where like, who can jump over this or who can survive this,
Yeah.
So one of the videos he made was, when does Jigglypuff's rest kill on each character? And Shulk with Smash art died at 29% on Kalos Pokemon League.
Yep.
29% with no rage, nothing. Jigglypuff's rest killed Shulk in Smash art.
Yeah, Smash art makes Shulk the lightest character in the game, even lighter than Pichu.
It's crazy. But obviously, like, on the flip side, Shulk in shield art
doesn't die.
Yeah, dude. Well, when I saw that video, Jigglypuff's rest did not kill Shulk in shield art until around 258%. That's crazy. The second highest percent was Bowser at like 79. That's crazy, don't you think?
Yeah, and shield art also makes Shulk uncomboable.
Yeah.
So you could basically
the
get
heaviest
out of
character.
You can get out of any combo. Shulk will literally take 0 to no hit. It's done. It's crazy.
The heaviest character in the game.
Yep.
The heaviest.
Do you have any other characters you'd like to mention to talk about?
Pokemon Trainer.
Ooh.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Ever since Leffen dropped him, I think that was the wrong move.
Well, I could see that because I don't really know how I feel about it because Squirtle is all right for early percents, and then like you mostly just want to play Ivysaur because Charizard's bad.
Right.
But I don't know. Like I don't know how I feel about Pokemon Trainer in general.
It's just another one of those characters that it's probably a mid tier now, but as time goes on, going to be one of the better ones. And it's not like they're doing bad right now. Like let's see Genesis, Leffen got 17th with Pokemon Trainer. He was the highest placing Pokemon Trainer. And then Frostbite, Ryuga got 9th.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. Oh. It wasn't Ryuga. It was Wishes. Wishes plays Pokemon Trainer now, and he got 9th. Ryuga plays Ike, I think. But
yep.
And then last night at Ultimate Nimbus, there were several Pokemon Trainer mains. Pandarian, he got 7th. And then there's Sweet Tea, who got 17th. And it's, Pokemon Trainer mains are popping up now. Oh, wow. They're doing good. I think ever since both their inclusion in this game and Leffen playing them, I think they're popping up a lot more now.
Yeah, Leffen definitely discovered most of the tech with a Pokemon Trainer before he dropped.
But I do think that he I know he's still going to keep him as a secondary, but I do think it was a mistake to drop Pokemon Trainer as a main. I do think that switching is really, really good. Ivysaur being the best character, obviously, but I mean, all they really need to do is buff Charizard to make a more complete package. And I guess maybe Squirtle a little bit.
Charizard's pretty bad.
Yeah. Probably, worse than Smash 4.
It's so sad, yeah.
But it's so sad. Yeah, it is so sad. But honestly, if you utilize all of their tools correctly, I think Pokemon Trainer's a huge force.
Yep.
They essentially have 2 air dodges. You can do the vanilla air dodge, and then you could switch for a makeshift air dodge,
True.
And then obviously Ivysaur has the best spike in the game.
The down air?
The down air, yep. Best spike, hits below ledge, huge hitbox, very consistent. I am actually very excited for Pokemon Trainer mains, though. I can't wait to see them get really good. And I'm so sad Leffen dropped him, but I am happy that Leffen picked up a couple other characters that I'm really hyped to see, and that would be Roy and Young Link.
Oh yeah, Young Link is...
So I watched Leffen stream a couple times in the past few weeks, and whenever he pulls out the Young Link, it's just really cool. The combos that he has with boomerang, arrows, bombs, and then his up B, it's just so cool. Where were those combos in Melee,
It's the wrong game.
Yeah, the arrows are probably one of the best tools in the game for neutral.
Since they pop you up too.
And then down tilt and spin attack on the ground, they actually combo into up air, which is crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the frick?
And the Young Link is so fast too,
Yeah, Young Link is crazy quick.
Yeah. Not the fastest character, but one of the faster combo heavy characters in the game.
Well, I think we're wrapping up on the tier list section, so any other characters, final thoughts, anything like that?
Well, I wanted to talk about Roy for a little bit, Roy and Chrom, because Roy was the first character I played, but then I dropped him in favor of Daisy and Peach. But although I have started to play Roy again recently, because I do think he's a lot of fun, but I think his main weakness is the fact that he has 0 projectiles.
Yep.
And, he's a rushdown character. You have to play around, zoners who spam projectiles at you, and it can be very difficult sometimes.
It can because, it's all, his hitbox thing, the hilt of the sword is the strongest,
Roy is a sword character, but he plays one of those characters that doesn't have a sword, like Fox,
Yeah.
It's when he hits you with the hilt of his sword, it's like he's punching you. And I would say that's a huge weakness, except he can get some really good combos off with the weak hits of some of his moves. And also his hilt attacks are actually super strong. You die ridiculously early with some of his moves. Most notably his side B.
Oh my I hate his side B so much.
Yeah, the strong hit of his side B is kind of like Cloud's cross slash in Smash 4. It really does kill that early. At the ledge with like bad DI, it kills at like 60.
Oh my god.
It's ridiculous. So I do think that Roy has a lot of strength, but it's easy to get antsy when you're looking for that KO, you know?
I was actually watching Leffen versus, I forgot who it was. I think it was a Fox player. I was watching that set, and like Leffen almost won the set. Well, it was almost to game 5, but he ended up not getting the kill due to antsiness, and like but he was countering the Firefox, and he was killing him pretty quickly there. But he stopped doing that. He could have done it one time to go to game 5, but a little antsiness can get you and just not be able to do the stuff that you want to do.
Right. And actually, that set was at Ultimate Nimbus. He played ZD.
ZD, that's what it is. Yeah.
ZD was the Fox main, and Leffen did go all Roy yesterday, and it wasn't his best performance, but also his Roy is fairly new.
Yep.
But I do like how he did win that one game with countering off stage. Counter is actually ridiculously good. Like, counters in Ultimate as a whole are just a lot better than they were in any other Smash game.
Yeah, they're good, but they're also slower. Like, they don't come out frame 1.
They're slower for sure, but they're very reliable in terms of kill power. And if you can read the heck out of your opponent,
Yep.
But yeah, overall, I do think Roy is a very, very solid character. I do think he's another one of those characters that's he's high tier now, but he might become top tier in the future as people discover more about him.
Mm-hmm.
People in Melee, you have Marth with his Nair, and you have single hit Nair into grab and stuff like that,
Sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's really hype. But also with Roy, he can do the same thing. He can get first hit of Nair into, I don't know, up tilt, and that's a kill confirm,
Mm-hmm.
So Roy definitely has kill confirms, and he has really, really good ways to combo his opponent. And I do think that he's better than Chrom. Chrom, he still has a lot of combos, and he's basically the same character as Roy, but I do think that he is very much handicapped by his recovery and the fact that he doesn't have the exact same combos as Roy. Roy has a lot more potential for combos, whereas Chrom sort of just follows the same combos every time,
I agree. Chrom's recovery really puts him back. Overall, his combos are very, very good, and his damage output is super strong, but and even his run speed is crazy too.
Yeah.
But it's just that recovery that's really pushing him back, I believe. I think overall, if he just had a better recovery, he would be probably really good.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Chrom's combos are still very good. It's just, I think Roy's potential for combos with his weak and strong hits is just better than Chrom's combos.
Definitely.
But Chrom still has the Chromikaze, so
oh man,
can't really beat a suicide that kills every time. Yeah, I do currently think that Chrom could probably be better than Roy right now, but Roy is definitely going to jump ahead in the future. Roy, I would invest in Roy and labbing him out and figuring out his combos.
Yep.
I would highly recommend that to any player looking to get into either of these. And you know what? If you play Roy, you also play Chrom because, the skills transfer fairly easily.
The same character.
Yeah, you just have to figure out which combos work the same and, which combos work differently. And really, that's not that hard because, Roy can basically do everything that Chrom can, except Roy can do more,
Yep.
So, and then there's the edge guarding factor, or Roy can actually edge guard, so. But, yeah, I mean, as of right now, I do think, there's a handful of characters that could be considered the best. We didn't even go over some of the other ones, like Inkling or Greninja.
Yeah, Inkling's pretty... Wait, Greninja?
Yeah, Greninja's definitely getting up there in placings at tournaments. So I do think that Greninja is going to be a real threat, but I do think he is definitely probably should be a contender for one of the best in the game.
Huh.
Otherwise, besides Inkling and Greninja, we talked about Fox. We didn't even talk about Pikachu and Pichu. I definitely think those two are definitely contenders for the best in the game.
I'd say Pichu's better than Pikachu.
You think Pichu's better?
Yep.
I think Pikachu's better.
I mean, what I've seen from Void is, this is so crazy.
Yeah, but then, I watch ESAM and it's just holy moly.
Yep.
Like, Esam was getting all these early KOs, and I know Pichu has kill power, but dang, man. Like, Pikachu's edgeguarding game is just so good. So, yeah, on top of those characters, we also have Marth, Lucina. We didn't really talk about Lucina much. We did talk more about Marth, but there are a lot of characters in this game, and it's really hard to judge, who's good, who's bad when it's only been a couple months. But, in the future when we revisit this topic, it's definitely going to be different, I feel. A lot of the characters that we said were good today, it might not be good next month,
Yep.
So we'll have to keep a eye out. But as of right now, a lot of people think, Wario, Inkling, Fox, Wolf, Daisy and Peach. Daisy and Peach, they're so good. I love those characters. But yeah, so those are our thoughts on the tier list. We didn't even go over more than half the characters, but, that's how it goes sometimes. We don't have all day. Like, I'm pretty sure we could spend the next day talking about the rest of the characters.
Correct.
Because there's so many. It'd be easier to talk about a Melee tier list, honestly. But, again, that's how it goes. Placements do make a statement, but also, just playing around with characters can also tell you which ones are good or not.
Well, anyways, we are moving on to our third topic today. Pro controllers.
Yeah, pro controllers. Yeah, that's a doozy of a topic.
Has there been any talk about this? Because I have not seen any of this anywhere.
Okay, so I follow a lot of accounts on Twitter.
Okay.
A lot of Smash accounts, obviously. And I've already seen quite a few posts of people wanting pro controllers to be banned just because someone interrupted a tournament set.
Really?
Yeah, no joke.
Like what?
Like
What happened?
If you accidentally press a button on a pro controller that was connected to a Switch after you're done playing, so like after you've disconnected the controller, if you accidentally press a button, it'll reconnect to that Switch and interrupt the game that's being played.
Ooh.
So I don't remember who posted this Twitter post, but it was a doubles match, and it was late into the tournament, and it interrupted the entire match. And they didn't replay it or anything, but it's hard when it gets interrupted,
I don't know how I feel about this.
It just breaks your focus.
I guess, yeah.
But I gotta say that I can't be for banning pro controllers because I use one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Like, I play with a GameCube controller because, I've been playing Smash through my whole entire life, so it's just like, sure, let there be another controller, but don't be so upset about it. Like, it shouldn't be a concern.
Just imagine if you were playing a tournament set, like say you're in grand finals of a tournament, you're about to win your first tournament, and it's game 5, last stock, high percent, and someone accidentally presses on their pro controller.
Gives me time to breathe.
And it gives you time to breathe. No, you'd be pissed. You would be pissed. Like say you're about to get a kill confirm and it gets messed up because somebody pressed on their pro controller, interrupting your game, and then you end up losing after it resumes.
Yikes.
How would you feel about that?
I'd be pretty sad about it, but I feel like there should be levels of punishment to that. Like the person who did it.
So would they get DQ'd?
Yeah, probably.
Say if they're still in tournament though.
Yeah, they would get DQ'd, yeah, if they do that.
But what would you do if someone wasn't in tournament anymore? Would they just get banned for a week?
I don't know. That's the thing. I guess then it can be a hassle because again we have to worry about something that's not in the player's hand. So because in the back of your head you could be like, all right, this guy better not press the A button as pro controller or whatever like that.
It's any button really, but
yeah, you know what I mean.
But realistically speaking, the scenario I gave you probably wouldn't turn out that way. They would probably have you replay the game.
Yeah, that'd be fine, I wouldn't be mad.
There's no way, at high percent, last stock, game 5, winner of this game takes the tournament. I highly doubt that a pro controller interrupting the game would, you wouldn't be allowed to finish that game. I would say you should replay that game because that would not be a very conclusive ending to the set.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, but I think the whole problem is just a Nintendo thing. Like, they programmed the Pro Controllers to do that, and I don't agree with that, and I think they should fix it, even though I don't think they will.
No, they won't fix it.
It's a design flaw,
Yep.
But, I use a Pro Controller because, switching between Melee and Ultimate is much easier with different controllers and playing completely different characters. And even changing the controls. Like, I use the R button to jump with Daisy. Whereas in Melee, you can't possibly change your controls, so you have to jump with X or Y or chap jump. So, in that case, making the control schemes as different as possible helps me switch between games, which is why I enjoy the Pro Controller so much. Also, the Pro Controller is a lot more comfortable than the GameCube controller, in my opinion.
All right. I think the GameCube controller is just fits comfortable in your hands.
I mean, my hands are huge. I mean, aren't your hands big too?
My hands are huge too. I love the GameCube controller.
I was getting hand pains from GameCube controllers. I don't know if you've ever gotten hand pains.
Probably playing Melee too much.
Yeah, see, even if I play Ultimate with a GameCube controller, my hands start to hurt.
Is the controller just too heavy or what? I don't know.
It's just, I do think it's a very well-designed controller for casual games, but not for competitive games where you're trying to press buttons 300 times a minute, But, I mean, that's just my opinion, and also that's just how my body reacts to the GameCube controller. Like,
true.
So it doesn't. I would play the GameCube controller if I could, but I do really think that the Pro Controller is more comfortable. And that is, honestly, you could say I'm biased, but that is probably the main reason why I don't think that Pro Controllers should be banned.
Yeah, I don't think they should be banned either. It's just I don't know. It's kind of dumb that that could be an issue, but I don't think it should be banned. It's just no. Come on.
And if you say Pro Controllers should be banned, that also includes Joy-Cons. Because they connect the same way, they do the same thing. So really, the only way to play Smash Ultimate would be through GameCube controller, and I don't think that's fair.
It's kind of like the whole situation with the box,
Right. Well, I do think the box should be legal because hand problems.
True.
But I don't think they should have turbos or macros or whatever.
Yeah, that's unnecessary.
Yeah, very unnecessary and cheating, in my opinion. But GameCube controllers are probably one of the best designed controllers of all time. It's just they're not good for competitive games, again. But what do you think they could do to help the Pro Controller situation?
I honestly, I don't know. I have no idea.
I did see something on Twitter where someone said, oh, if someone signs up for a tournament, ask them if they're using a Pro Controller. If they are using a Pro Controller, put a star next to their name. That way you know who has Pro Controllers.
All right. That seems pretty helpful.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but is it unnecessary extra work? That's the question. And also, people also brought up the thought that, hey, maybe you could have another Switch for people to connect to after they're done with their set that nobody else is using, But I don't know if those solutions would actually be helpful or not, but you never know. You never know until you try them.
Yeah. Well, I think Pro Controllers should just be in the lineup for controllers, because wasn't the Wii U Pro Controller banned as well?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm not totally sure. When we go back to Brawl, I think that even the Wii remotes were banned.
Yeah, they were.
But I'm not completely sure about that. People can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm actually not sure if the Wii U Pro Controller was banned or not. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing, because I could see myself using a Wii U Pro Controller for Smash 4. But then again, so many different controllers have been banned just because they're not fair.
True.
Or they're not good for the competitive environment.
Correct.
Such as
turbo controllers.
Yeah, turbo controllers. Wireless GameCube controllers are a big one.
Oh, yeah.
And they're also suboptimal because they have, I think, slightly more input lag than regular GameCube controllers.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, when it all comes down to it, yeah, please don't ban Pro Controllers.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a big deal. Just let them play with the controller.
Let them play with the controller that they want to play with.
So, we have one last topic that's happened.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is probably the most controversial topic
Yeah, so
of all time, or at least
be warned.
for the time period.
You have been advised.
So, Melee is not going to be at EVO 2019.
Man.
How do you feel about that one?
It's sad to see. Like, it is very sad to see, EVO not have Melee, because it's kind of what brought the community back up again,
It kind of just feels like it should be a staple at EVO.
Correct. Kind of like Marvel was, but the Marvel left, or the Marvel games left.
Which is also very sad.
Yeah. Like, seeing a game like Melee leave from a popular competitive scene or a tournament is very sad to see. Like, the game has been around many years now, and they just suddenly stop. It's like, why?
Yeah. No, it feels like ever since that donation competition that EVO had to get Melee in, like, I feel everyone came together for the scene and for the game, and it just feels like Melee should be a staple, but at the same time, Melee doesn't really need EVO anymore.
I could see that, like, because, we have SmashCon, we have Full Bloom, we have Shine, we have all these other great tournaments that are hosted. But I think, like, the main importance of EVO for Smash is to get more people into the game.
Yeah, sort of like bringing the whole fighting game community together.
That's exactly what it is. And, I remember still watching EVO, I don't remember what year it was, 2016, I believe, and I wanted to get into Melee.
That was the year Hungrybox won.
Yeah, but I still remember watching 2016 EVO. It was so hype. Like, the comeback that Hungrybox had was freaking amazing. Like, the way he came back in that match against Armada was insane.
Right. Yeah, that was probably my favorite Hungrybox victory. Ever since his pop-off became a meme, too. Yeah, there are lots of videos about that out there.
But, like, in the video they gave us, too, like, I don't know. Like, the video that EVO gave us is just, like, no.
It was very bittersweet.
Yeah, it's stop. Like, it should always be in EVO, because it's just such a series staple for it. They raised money for, a disease that can't be cured, and it's just like they don't care anymore,
Right. Well, that was a long time ago, honestly, but, another reason why EVO would want Melee would be because of views, and how many views that Melee has brought to the table. Melee has topped basically almost all the games ever since its inclusion in EVO. But over the years, I think viewership for Melee at EVO had been declining, and I think that was a factor of Mr. Wiz dropping Melee from EVO. Don't get me wrong, Melee was still one of the higher viewed games, but I think it's currently on the decline, because I think Melee has peaked, or at least reached a peak, in this current generation of players.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll peak again in the future. Like, I don't think Melee is going to die or anything, but I think we're going to be in a little bit of a lull, But yeah, so Melee viewership, almost, if not always, topping the charts for EVO views.
Definitely.
It's just, again, I don't think Melee really needs EVO that much anymore, because Melee got its fans from EVO, and then I think slowly but surely they all stepped away from the game as they realized that Melee is probably one of the hardest competitive games to get into.
That is very true. I say starting out in Melee is, like, the hardest thing, because, like, you have to learn all the tech skill, learn how characters work, learn what their moves are, what they do, learn about DI, all that sort of stuff.
I think there are actually 3 stages to becoming a good Melee player, and things that you have to get over to be a good Melee player.
What are those
And
stages?
the first thing is obviously learning the game.
Yep.
Learning all the tech.
Correct.
And choosing a character and starting to get good with that character. The second thing you have to overcome is that mid-level player plateau, where you're just placing the same at every single tournament, and you can't beat the same people at every tournament. Like, for instance, when I was entering Melee tournaments for a couple of years, I always kept losing to basically the same players. Like, I never really overcame my demons,
True.
So that's another huge step you have to overcome. And then The third step to become a top player is to basically just beat someone really good. And I guess you could say that's sort of the same as overcoming your mid-level, player plateau, but I think that becoming a high-level player compared to a top-level player is different.
True. I agree with that.
So once people couldn't get past the mid-level player plateau, I think they sort of stepped away from the game. And a lot of these people were probably from when, Melee got included in EVO and when the documentary came out,
Yep.
So now that all these people are stepping away from the game, which, again, I don't think Melee is dying. I do think it's just, going down the hill a little bit, and then it's going to go right back up when something else big happens, like the return of PPMD,
Ooh.
But, I do think that there was some strategy to Melee not being included at EVO 2019.
Well, for how I see it, it's like, it's sad to see, but like, EVO was just so hype. Like, no matter what EVO was, it was just so hype. And like, it's sad to see it's not there because, I'm always excited to watch, just top 8 in general, because like the only like bad thing about EVO is like it's 2 out of 3 for like a long time, but like top 8 is like 3 out of 5, I believe, right?
No, I believe it's top 3 that's 3 out of 5.
What?
Yeah, so winners finals, losers finals, and grand finals are the only sets that are best of 5.
Ooh. Yeah, that's kind of like the minus, like the kind of the bad part of EVO. But like, watching those final sets are like the hypest things in the world. Like, they're so hype.
Oh, for sure. For sure. There's no doubt about that. And I've heard some complaints from Melee players over the year. The venue doesn't accommodate enough setups for people,
Yep.
The venue's too small for all these players. There's not enough space. You have to step outside. You're late for your pool because security wouldn't let you in on time,
Oh, that's dumb.
And then, obviously the elephant in the room is no best of 5 for top 64.
Yep.
And I know a lot of top players complained about that, and I totally understand that because I actually very much prefer best of 5 sets to 2 out of 3.
100%.
But, EVO, Mr. Wiz, they did not have the time to complete our requests. Like, they have to work with 8 other fighting games. We're just one of 9 fighting games,
True.
So you can understand why they couldn't do anything like that for us, but at the same time, we brought a lot to the table. The Melee community brought a lot to the table.
Yep. But like, I don't know. It's just really sad to see. Like, such a great game.
I do think that I'm sounding a little bit insensitive with all my explanations, but I do think both sides of the story need to be heard.
True.
But I don't get me wrong, I do really think it's very sad that Melee is not at EVO. But at the same time, I don't think that Melee needs EVO like it used to.
Yep. But no one can get the 3-vo then.
Yeah, no one can get the 3-vo. Hungry Box can't win another EVO. Armada nor Mango can get the 3-vo. Like, and then Leffen, I guess he wanted the last EVO was his first EVO win.
Wow. Leffen actually ended the streak.
Yeah, Leffen ended EVO.
Oh, lordy. Lordy.
That's kind of funny.
It's funny to think about, but overall, it was great watching EVO every single time.
Yeah, it was a good run.
We had a good run.
We had a good run. It might be back in the future, too. You never know.
I think it should. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. But, it's something we got to move on from as a community. And, I know a lot of Ultimate players are actually kind of sad that Melee's not going to be there either.
Really?
Yeah, Ultimate got announced for EVO, which
that is true.
Great. Like, it's great. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be fantastic. But, with Smash 4 and Melee, it was always kind of like two brothers walking into a venue together,
Oh.
Like Melee and Smash 4, the communities never had the best relationship, but it was when they were both featured at a tournament like EVO, it was like two brothers walking in together,
Yeah, we both respect each other, we both.
They were the same family, And we both supported one another in several ways, when it comes to commentators and top players,
Yep.
They were all friends. Really, it's just the loud majority or loud minority, I should say, that creates these ravines between the two communities. But in all reality, like, all the top players and commentators and notable people, they all really loved each other,
Yeah.
We supported each other's games. And, with Evo not picking up Melee this year, Ultimate's going to be in there alone.
Sadly, yeah.
Yeah. And that's, I guess another sad part of it, but it's really not the end of the world when it all comes down to it.
Do you think, one thing I was thinking about is, like, do you think that they might swap games between Evos? So, like, this year it'll be Ultimate, but next year it'll be Melee? Think that could be a thing?
I don't think so. I think Ultimate's only going to get bigger from here. And I've heard a lot of complaints from people on the internet, of course, that, people did not like how there were 2 Smash games taking up slots at Evo.
Oh.
Like, you only get 9 games for some reason. I guess any more than that and it'd be too much of a hassle. But 2 Smash games taking up those slots is kind of a big deal. But I can't see them switching out Ultimate for Melee next year. I can't see it. I think Ultimate's just going to get way too big. And, like, to add further proof to that, like, Smash 4 was featured on television one year at Evo. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew about that, yeah.
How Smash 4 was featured on the Disney Channel?
Disney Channel, oh Lord.
Like, who's to say that won't happen again,
You're right. Could happen again.
And they would not do something like that for Melee, especially if Mango made Grand Finals.
Oh, Mango.
I'm right, though. I'm right.
Yep.
I mean, I was so surprised when Mango got invited to the Smash Ultimate Invitational. Mr. Nintendo.
Oh. Oh, man.
But no, like, that would not happen with Melee. Melee would not be on TV.
True. The game's not meant for Disney people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, Melee is definitely for the hardcore competitive players, but I honestly, with how big Ultimate's going to get and the possibility of them being on TV again, like, I don't think that Melee is going to be back anytime soon. I do think maybe in the future, but as of right now, I can't see Melee being at Evo for the next couple of years.
Ouch.
At least.
Oh, man. It's just like, I was watching, I'm not sure who it was. Not sure who the heck it was I was watching, but I think I was watching Hungrybox, like, see the Evo game lineup, and, like, he seemed really sad, and, it kind of spread it over to, like, everyone hating Mr. Wizard.
I mean, there were a lot of sad reactions, and
yeah,
I can understand if people felt betrayed by Mr. Wiz, but honestly, he's got a job to do, and, he's going to go with what makes the most money.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, even though Melee did bring in a lot of views and probably a lot of revenue, they still had to pay for getting those CRTs moved.
Oh, that's right.
They had to pay for all that equipment, all the movers, they have to do a lot more for Melee.
Yeah, Melee is a special one.
So, like I said earlier, with how Melee players were requesting, like, best of fives and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though they couldn't do that, they were still already doing a lot for Melee just by having them there and having CRTs there, and it must have been a pain to organize.
Yeah. Carrying those big TVs, yikes.
I know. But, I don't think Mr. Wizard deserves any hate. He's just doing his job, and, sometimes we might not agree with people who are just doing their job, but it is what it is,
True. The one thing that really, like, pushed me over, though, was probably Salem's tweet. That was the one thing that
okay, yeah, that's a whole other can of worms right there. What do you think about Salem?
I don't like him.
You don't like Salem?
I don't like him at all. Before, he was alright. It was like, alright, he's a decent player. But after he said that about Melee and the years of research, it's just like, no, get out of here. Like, no.
Okay, I personally found Salem's win at Evo over Zero to be very boring. I don't like Bayonetta in Smash 4. I think Bayonetta is a very boring character to watch.
Definitely.
And I'm sure a lot of other people feel that way just because of how common Bayonetta was. But I was sort of indifferent about Salem until, again, he insulted Melee.
Yep.
Because even though I'm more of an Ultimate player now, I'm still for the unity of both communities.
Exactly.
Like, we're all family, and he's trying to separate us. And
he's trying to separate us like Brawl did.
I can't say I hate Salem, but I definitely don't like what he's saying about the Melee community.
Yeah.
I mainly try to dislike the action and the words more than I try to dislike the person. Yeah. I don't really try to hate people, you know?
I feel.
But I honestly, the fact that he lost the summit spot, like, I feel like he sort of deserved that because of his words.
He definitely did.
But I do know that his trip to EVO is going to be a lot more enjoyable because no Melee.
Oh, boy.
But either way, Salem, he's a good player, but I do think people are going to figure him out.
Yep.
And he's going to witness a downfall just because people are more so trying to figure him out, because people, he lost his job at Team Liquid.
Yeah, I know he did. He lost that on the day when he tweeted, I believe.
Oh, I know. And, like, that's so sad when you lose a job because of what you said, but I'm not going to say that he deserved it, but, like, it's definitely karma at work right there.
I mean, like, I remember him, like, he used to never talk that trash before, ever, on, like, Twitter or anything. He used to be, like, a calm person. But now suddenly he wants to go out and attack a community? Like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something snapped?
I don't know.
Who knows? But, Salem, EVO, both things we don't really agree with, but they're going to stick with us.
Yep.
So, I think that's all I have to say on that subject.
Well, yeah, I really, the only thing I do love about it, though, is that Chillin' diss track. Do you listen to that before, ever? Or have you listened to it? You need a diss track.
Yeah. No, I saw that.
Great.
I saw that.
It was fire.
Yeah, no. The only thing I wish he did was make it more thematic like his other diss tracks.
Yeah, if it was that's like the one thing. It was just like, where's all the special effects and whatnot?
Yeah, where's the fancy camera that you used for the Hugs diss track and for the Leffen diss track?
Yeah, exactly.
The Salem diss track, that was a high quality diss track. It's just that it was shot with a webcam. But yeah, I guess that was one good thing to come from it. Although, it is also kind of a good thing that the community is kind of coming together just because we've got one toxic person.
Yep.
Just goes to show that, the community doesn't like toxicity.
Yeah, we all want to be nice to each other. That's what the FGC is all about.
Right. But I know that, the community still have a bunch of other issues to tackle, and we'll get on those on another day, but, it's a good start that we're reacting this way to Salem and EVO,
yep.
So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode.
Yeah, this is about to wrap up the Tech Chase podcast. Any final words? Anything else?
Well, no, I think that's about it. Thank you all for watching. You can find me on Twitter at TripperSmash, and my Twitch is the same, but I don't stream. But if you want to follow me there, please do.
And you can find me right here on twitch.tv/delighted, and you're follow me on Twitter on twitter.com/delightedonline, where I post stream updates, all that kind of stuff. And actually, Tripper has done lots of art for my channel, so I recommend if you need any overlays or any emotes, all that kind of stuff, let him know.
All right, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on the Tech Chase podcast. Peace out, everyone.
Yep, have a nice day.